When I find out that you've been scheming against me and the people that I love, well, if it's the war you want, here's the war you gonna have.
Queens don't always talk and look nice and polished.
Being a queen has more to do with having balls.
To do what you weak fucks won't do.
When I find out that you've been scheming against me and the people that I love, well, if it's the war you want, here's the war you gonna have.
Queens don't always talk and look nice and polished.
Being a queen has more to do with having balls.
To do what you weak fucks won't do.
Can y'all hear me? 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 Because I need y'all to hear me good this live. So can you hear me? I know you can't see me, but can you hear me? We got to talk. I need to know if y'all can hear me. Hey, everybody in the chat. I need to know if y'all can hear me. Please share this live out because we got to talk. Okay. It's a lot of stuff going on, guys. Listen, y'all read the title. Okay? People is going to prison. And we have to talk. Yes, I know you can hear me. Valerie, I didn't get on camera because I really don't feel good. I was working out today and I just got very lightheaded. So I didn't have a chance to really pull myself together for the camera. I just don't feel good. So I decided not to put my camera on. But despite how I feel, I was made aware of some things that's going on, and I just need to come talk to y'all because I feel like a lot of you have been following the journey of land, been following the journey of what happened to our ancestors. Y'all have been following the story. Some of you have been following it very closely, and um, I want to make sure that I am available for you guys when certain stories come about, when certain stories hit our desk. Okay. Although the things that's happening to some of these people have zero to do with us, we're watching. We're watching closely. I was made aware of some stuff, and I wanna talk about it today. I just came off of going vegan. I literally, for my birthday, was my first time eating meat since like 2016, and my birthday was March 16th, and so I just started back eating meat. However, since you said that, I don't eat meat every day. Like I barely eat meat, but I'm just not opposed to eating it as I was prior to when I was a vegetarian. Um, I do a lot of juicing as well, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was just working out too hard, and I got dizzy while I was working out, and I just was been trying to put myself together all day. But anyway, please share this video with someone. Share it with anyone. Share it on your social media. And we're gonna get into some topics today. Hey George. Hey Coffee Shop. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey Rosalind. Hey Neek, how are you? Neat said y'all need to hawk two on that like button. Okay? Neat said y'all need to hawk two on that like button. Okay? Hey Kim, hey UN. Hey Ready to Learn Boy. Y'all are something else. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chief Basketball. I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate your support and everybody's support. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify, we are on Apple. Please make sure that you are subscribed to Spotify, to Apple. We are also on Pandora and iHeartRadio. We're doing weekly podcasts over there, guys. Very clean, very above board. There are some sponsorship opportunities still available. If you are a business owner, if you have a family story that you would like to get out to millions of people, we now have the platforms to do so. You can expect podcasts on Fridays for now on any of those platforms from myself. There will be a few episodes where I will have an attorney on, but that's on down the line. But if you would like to sponsor those shows over there, get your products out in front of millions of people. I'm not shadow banned over there. This is on that those big podcast platforms are unlike YouTube, where if you have 40,000 subscribers, they're only going to send your podcast out to 40,000 subscribers. That's not how it goes over there. Right now, I'm currently like number two on the history page the last time I checked, and I don't even have a full episode up yet. So they're just people who are history enthusiasts, history buffs, so forth and so on, who will be looking for the content and may see your product, see your service, whatever the case may be. So if you're interested in sponsorship, make sure you email me, Janice at helloplants.com, and I'll get that package over to you. Anyway, so hopefully you guys will share this, and we'll get more people in here so that we could discuss the subject matter of people going to jail. Now, when I was first made privy to this, I was wondering, now, how could a person go to jail for land patents? Like, it's, to me, in my mind, it seems a bit impossible. Like, because you're dealing with heirs property, right? But then I said, Janice, really go back to when you was teaching land patents. All right. Now, y'all know, some of y'all been here from the beginning. Some of y'all saw a whole group of people that kind of just like left me, right? Now, I was under the impression that that was a group of agents on YouTube now, and I am still under the impression. These agents, they take information, pure good information, right? They take it and they weaponize it, and then they get people in trouble by weaponizing it. And I've had the same stance since I've been online teaching, not only about land patents and heirs property, but about what happened to our people altogether. Now, it really, what happened to me here online was a group of people took over what I was teaching about land patents, and they took it for themselves, and they start doing their own process out, totally outside of what I was teaching. And y'all know this to be true because I actually started joking on these people. I was like, y'all don't even have a license. Like, y'all done change your birth certificates and all this stuff. How you going after heirs property? Your documents don't even match what you're saying. You've already taken yourself off the land. And that group of people who did that, their leader did a great job at making sure they'll never be able to go after their heirs property. So I have always said, hey, everybody, get your family involved. I never had a problem with this heirs property situation. I never had a problem with teaching land patents. I never ever had a problem. But the problem came in when people took my information that I was teaching and spent it for their own benefit, spent it to match whatever operation they wanted it to match. And to me, it matches the CIA's Mockingbird protocol almost exact. It almost matches it exactly. You find something that's true and exact that you know can move the people forward, and you turn it into propaganda. So they turned the whole land patent situation into propaganda, so much so that if you go on a platform like TikTok, right, and just put in land patents, like, you won't even see me nowhere. So my message was just kind of erased, pushed to the side, and then you had these other people preaching and teaching about land patents. Fine. Okay, fine. So what I was telling people, and even if you go and find old videos of me talking about land patents, hey, get your family involved. I never not said get your family involved. I never once said don't get an attorney. I always told people, hey, get an attorney. Well, there was a group of people who didn't like attorneys. They said they could do it themselves. All right, well, shit, do it your motherfucking self. All right, big bad. All right. But don't forget, this is the government you're dealing with. So if you do it yourself as a DIY, you had better know what you're doing. And lo and behold, fast forward to 2009. Now, let me be clear. This group of people, they all left my chat in 2021. Okay. So from 2021 to 2024, they have had so many operations going on. These people were in my chat for almost a year, almost exactly a year. I started teaching online. I made Who Sold the Cookies in 2019, and I talked about land patents and Who Sold the Cookies. Then I started teaching online in 2020, like February 2020 or so. Started on Facebook. I went pretty viral on Facebook, and then I branched over to teach on YouTube. And so from like February 2020 up until like October 2020, that's when that group of people came in my chat, like October 2020. You know, I thought everybody was genuine. I thought most people was genuine. At the time, I had never heard of a Moorish Science Temple. I had never heard of a sovereign citizen. I had never heard of any of that. I was made aware of that while I was on YouTube in 2020. Actually, in 2021, I was made aware because when these people came in my chat, they made no mention of the Moors. They said that they, wasn't affiliated with that. They were just Indians. They had tribes, fake tribes, all kind of stuff people was doing. All kind of stuff people were doing. I never got on here. I never created no tribe. I never charged no membership fee to join no tribe. None of that stuff because I didn't understand it. Because see, we're dealing with heirs property. If I get a group of strangers and we all create a tribe called Muskogees Reimagined or some shit, whatever we want to name it, it still has nothing to do with heirs property. Because these people don't tie into your family lineage. Unless you guys are cousins, then that'll be something totally different. Now, how can you go to jail over land patents? To me, let me see, let me read the chat because Jalen just said something. I ain't seen you in a while, Jalen. Hey, how are you? Now, Jalen said, you even said, don't go spreading it all on social media when it's done. Yes, thank you. Also stated, go to the courthouse group. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now I said when you and your family get y'all land back, don't go spreading it on social media because guess what? It's mercenaries out here. It's people out here that know you can't protect it. It's people out here, da 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 da. There's a lot that I said, and I said it over and over and over and over again. So my message did not waver as it relates to this particular subject of land patents. Now I always circle back to land because when I talk about wars, when I talk about what happened to us as a people here in America, My mindset was it's got to be tied into the land. When I think about how we're mistreated over here systematically, it's because we are of value, and that value to me is tied into the land. It's tied into the commodities. That's the only way that I could, justify. Not that I would even try to justify what happened to our people, but that's the only way that I could think of a reason why people would target us, you know. Now, my message didn't waver. Hey, find an actual attorney. Get an actual fucking attorney. Not no YouTube attorney. I never dealt with no motherfucking YouTube attorney on my side. I had an attorney in the chat, right? And I had a person going back and forth with the attorney in my chat. Oh, you a bar? You're a part of the bar association that's in New England. And da, 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 da. This is a man who specialized in real estate. So guess what he did? He never commented in the chat no more about the subject matter. Because why? I mean, it's a safe space now to comment because those people are gone out of my chat. However, when we was in the thick of that conversation, you had real attorneys in the chat, not no motherfucking YouTube attorneys. I'm talking about people who spent years in school, people who study laws daily. Laws change all the time. Okay? These people who study law daily, and people were going back and forth with them. So, the best way to go to jail is to go in that courthouse with some falsified documents because somebody had already told you to change your birth certificates because birth certificates aren't needed. Da, 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 da. If y'all remember this, I went off about that online. I made a whole show joking them out. Like, how would y'all follow a guy with a perm who telling y'all to redo y'all birth certificate? Yeah, do y'all remember me like going off about that? I said so much. Big Chief Noble said, I can't believe who sold the cookies is that. Oh, right. That was 2019. I said so much. I said these people driving without a license. I said y'all making safe light repair, safe light replace a lot of money. They gonna bust your windows out. I went off because I thought it was a complete joke. I said it's no way people are actually doing this. But then when I realized people had started getting pissed off with me because I was making these jokes, I said, well, damn, people are really doing this. So people are going into the Glow Records system. They are finding people and they are altering their vital statistics. Change your status. Yeah, they was talking about changing your status. God, all that shit was new to me. But it sounded so stupid to me. It sounded so stupid. I was laughing. I was making jokes. Y'all can go to my old videos. I was making old videos about like laughing at these people, joking on them, and not even knowing these are the people that's in my chat at the time. So they got fire red with me, pissed off, fire hot with me. Okay, all left my chat at the same time, and me still just like innocently joking, like, are y'all really that dumb? So anyway, you find the person land patent, right? Now, some people in the chat remember that. Y'all remember. So you find a person's land patent in Glow Records. You go change your birth certificate, right? Then you present this to the court as if you're tied into this person who's on this government document, right? Then the court looks at that stuff. Of course, the court's going to verify it because, that's what courts do. They verify things. And when they verify it, guess what? Now you finna get indicted. Now you finna go to prison. That's a felony. Now, if you would have just did the right thing, hey, got an attorney involved. An attorney would, even if you would have told the attorney the truth, even if you'd have told the attorney, look, man, I done altered my birth certificate. Guess what the attorney would have did? The attorney would have probably helped you get your original birth certificate back, because that's the first step for you. If you've been changing your status all this goddamn time, your first step, you don't even have a birth certificate. You already wrote yourself off the land. If you giving up your nationality, you're not even an heir anymore. You literally aren't even an American. You wrote yourself off the land because nobody told you about the heirs property. And then when you entered into my chat and I start talking about heirs property, you wanted in on it. Because this is Mariku Amaru and this is your land. Right? No. You wrote yourself off the land because you was listening to Hassle Soft. Y'all remember, I even did a live about Hassle Soft. I said, this y'all elder. Y'all really listen to a man who's a Green Beret. He's a mercenary. I said all of that in a whole live. I got a whole live about it. Right? Now, fast forward to 2024. People are being indicted. People are going to prison. And I'm like, wow, these are the same people who was talking about me. Did whole think pieces, whole panels. And I'm just moseying on right along. Ain't nobody on my side went to jail and got locked up. Because, shit, all of us got attorneys. If actual attorneys. All of us deal with law and we're above board. All of us got license. All of us got birth certificates. We got family who never lost their land. And then these people, they have no family. They have not an acre betwixt them. It was a whole campaign. Somebody just said some shit recently in my comment section. Not the last live, but the live I did before that. Said something in my comment section like, oh, I live in an apartment and my ass is trying to teach about land patents and I live in an apartment. I said, well, wow, I do. Ain't nothing wrong with living in an apartment, but baby, I haven't lived in an apartment my whole adult life. Closest I've been to an apartment was a condo, and that's been a long fucking time ago too. I almost went outside and started talking to the trees in my yard. I said, like, about 600 trees just right out the side of my windows. I mean, I don't know which apartment I live in or what kind of investigation you were doing, ma'am, but I think you got the wrong person. I think you got me fucked up. I think a lot of people got me fucked up. And if you've been in my chat the whole time, you don't have me fucked up. But if you're an agent and you thought you was correct, and now you see all these people on your crew and y'all crew going to jail, you probably should have listened to what I was saying and did it the right way. I did all but sat here and drew out charts for people. I did all but read shit for. I mean, I don't know what else I could have done, y'all. I don't even know what else I could have done. I don't know what else I could have done. I painted the picture so clear. I painted the picture so clear. You told them the Moors the one who tied the boat. That's it. That's what I told them. Y'all the ones that tied the boat. You tied the boat up. You sure did. You said don't give up your birth certificate and social security numbers. Thank you. Now see, I appreciate this. What I like. This what I love. When the chat can verify what I'm saying, because the chat's been watching. The chat has been watching this whole time. Whether everybody is commenting or not. People have been watching. So when y'all see people going to jail, just know that there was a small voice who was attacked, who was telling y'all, "Hey, why you niggas? Why y'all said y'all need no social security number and no birth certificate? Y'all altering it. These are vital statistics." Now you want to go to heirs property. So if you file all this stuff in the courts, guys, that's a felony. That's a felony. Now the lady who's been passed around as she being indicted, um her attorney was Bay. Her attorney was Bay. Okay? So if your attorney is a YouTuber with Bay, then how far you think you gonna go? You this is a serious matter. This situation of land theft is a serious matter. It ain't shit to be played with. You will spend time in prison. You will spend time in prison. Okay? You if we're talking about something as serious as land, you already probably know the feds watching. You already know it, right? And so when the feds are watching, they're seeing who's doing what. Okay, this person is telling them, okay, to file this in the court because people was doing this stuff publicly. These land patent video, they took the whole conversation from me, and they was doing this stuff very publicly on YouTube, and they took it to TikTok. They took it to TikTok, and they took over TikTok. Am I lying, Jalen? They took over TikTok with this land patent situation. Took it all the way over, baby. And when it hit TikTok, boy, this is all the stuff that they grouped into the land patent situation. They said this is our land. We got the land patents for it. We don't have to pay bills. They were selling packages. All kinds of stuff. And I was like, wow. Guess what I did, y'all? I didn't try to get back in front of the situation, the conversation. I just moved forward because I have so much to talk about. I know so much about history. I have so much to talk about. I was teaching about more than land patents, but I was wondering why they took that particular conversation and spent it because it seemed like it was a money grab. It's a money grab. If I can have you pay me to get in your correct status, and then I can tell you what to file so that you can get your land patents back. That's a quick $500,000. I seen a $1,500 package. I said, well, god damn. I said, well, god, 1,500. I never made a penny off of teaching about land patents. I never made a penny off of I never had a private Zoom meeting teaching people about land patents and all that shit. I made money off of genealogy. And then I realized that people were giving me fake names to get so that I could do genealogy for these land patents so that they can go take them. And I said, well, wait a minute now. What's your last name? Because if you're a Johnson and your parents aren't Witherspoons and your grandparents aren't Witherspoons, why you got me looking for land patents for Witherspoon? So then I even stepped back from that and I stopped doing that. So it's like, well, damn, y'all really out here doing something fishy, bitch. Y'all really out here doing something fishy, and now shit has hit the fan. The ether said, I thought the status correction talk was for becoming a state national. Baby, they had that shit so confused. You put the question, but I'm just as confused as you. I found out about the shit while I was on YouTube. I ain't even gonna hold you. I hadn't even never heard of a sovereign citizen, but I just knew it didn't make no sense to drive without your goddamn license. That's all I knew. Now the status correction went from that because they moved the goalposts. The ethers, remember, keep up now. Keep up now. They moved the goalposts, and the status correction went from being a state national to changing your status to becoming an Indian. Okay, and then they were supposed to correct your paperwork, and you supposed to be an Indian non-fucking text. I said, wait, can y'all do that? I'm laughing. I'm in shambles laughing because they moved the goalposts so quick. It was like, now y'all don't care about becoming a state national no more. Y'all, this now status correction is about, now y'all finna become Choctaws. Now y'all finna become what's the tribe down in Louisiana? Them. Y'all finna become whatever the YouTube tribes people was creating. Y'all finna sign your declaration paperwork and become tribal members now. Okay, and then finagle that into some type of land ownership. Either way, when you file all that fake ass paperwork, guess what? You finna be indicted. You finna be indicted. Thank you, Art Right PhD. They smooth migrated right over to Indian status and did. They sure did. That's exactly what they did. Burkis, thank you for the super chat. Don't forget about the secure party creditor. Okay, so y'all remember I did a series, I don't know what it was called. Hell Week. Godly, what was that thing called? I think I did a series called Hell Week or something like that. But it was this lady online on TikTok. She was you don't have to pay your bills and da 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 da. We gonna take our land back. Thank you so much for the cash up. We gonna take our land back. You don't have to pay your bills and da 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 da. Right? Your bills are already paid for this our land. The lady that was doing all that yelling, is this not the same lady that's being indicted? Now, let me tell y'all something. When I heard that video on TikTok of her yelling at people to take their land back and the bills already paid for, I said, well, dang, that ain't right. That's not how this goes. Because guess what happens if you don't pay your bills? You're going to get evicted. Your lights going to be off. Your water going to be off. And that's how that goes. And I did and I even responded to that. Because it was young people that I saw listening to that shit online. And I said, well, no, that ain't how that go. This happened in 2022. This happened in 2022 when I did that Hell Week series. And I think on that show I called President Biden. Y'all know how I was faking those Biden phone calls. I think I even called President Biden on the Moors. If I ain't mistaken, I got to go back and look at that video. I think I may have had on red or something. I don't remember. But I remember calling President Biden and just telling on the Moors. I told him everything. I said, these niggas ain't telling folks they don't got to pay their bills because this their land. And this is their secure party. And none of that shit makes sense to me. I'm like, who are these agents doing this shit? That's the same lady that's been indicted now. That's the same lady. That's the exact same fucking lady, bro. That's the exact same lady. If you go pull up those old TikTok videos, of that person that was yelling, we gonna take our land back, this, right? That's the same person. That's now being talked about. Like, she finna get indicted. She being indicted. Them people up at that courthouse done said that, baby, you couldn't prove that was your land. Not only could you not prove that was your land, you done filed all this fake paperwork. Now they said, no, what? Now who told you to do that? And they said, who's your legal counsel? And then you had to tell them, his name is Bay and he on YouTube. And then they said, ma'am, you better motherfucking hope we don't take your ass to prison about this shit. They said, ma'am, you better hope and pray we don't take you to prison. Cause how it's looking now, you're going to prison. How it is looking now, baby, with y'all filing all this fake ass paperwork in that damn courthouse, you're going to prison. Now, but I want this to be a productive life. Okay. I want this to be a productive life. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to what was Janice actually telling us. What was Janice showing us? Let's take a trip down memory lane. When you're dealing with land patents, okay, and heirs property, the reason why Black Americans, Negroes, coloreds, whatever you want to call us today, the reason why we lost so much land. Ethan said, oh my God, that attorney that lives in Japan, this nigga cross seas. They said, what, is your attorney coming to court with you today? They said, no, ma'am, cause he in Japan, right? Anyway, I'm Queen Japanese, so let me not say nothing. It's probably even a tie. This nigga probably the reason. This nigga might. Let me stop. Let me not get on these agents right quick. Let me just teach. Okay. When you're dealing with heirs property and land patents, Black people had an issue with finding the documents. So a lot of these court cases, was held up for years in the court system, right? A lot of them you just could not prove that it was your land because, for one, you're looking at a deed, okay? Because when you go into the courthouse, look through the deed books or whatever, you can see who's on the land. But when you're dealing with heirs property and you got a case where you're saying, well, this is my great grandmother's land, that land could have been deeded out 100 times just after your great grandmama had it or your grandma. Land is deeded out every day. So if you're going after an heirs property claim and that person on that deed isn't your relative, now 1 year process done took 10 years because you got to go through all these deeds until you find your relative, or you needed a more ancient document. Okay. Or you needed a more ancient document. Ray Alert said, I love these trips down memory lane. Baby, it can get real messy in here if I wanted it to, because I pull up emails and old videos, baby. It can get real messy, but I'm gonna keep it real cute because we have ascended, if you will. We are on another level, if you will. But anyway, that's when you have to go to more ancient documents, and nobody was going to tell you this. You know, this document that you're looking at now is Department of Interior, Office of Indian Affairs, okay? Departmental findings determining the heirs of deceased Indians. I showed this document years ago, okay? When I was breaking down this whole heirs property land patent situation. Some people may say, well, heirs property ain't land patent. Well, it is land patents. Okay? The document says, and heirs forever. Now we'll explain that too. Now, here you're dealing with, you see Lucinda Jackson, and then you see where's housed right here in probate, and then you see Joseph Jackson, George Rose, and so forth. And so these are called, and you see how their shares are split 1/4, 1/4. They all own a plot of land, right? But this is how it's split 1/4, 1/4. And they're called tenants in common and heirs property. Most heirs property, these people will be called tenants in common. Okay? So keep that in mind, right? Now, when you go to an actual land patent, right? When you go to actual land patent, let's look at this one. This is John Quincy Adams, President of the United States. Let me see, can I enlarge this? Let's see, can I enlarge this? Please share this video out. Know you that Thomas and William Brandon, assigns of William Jones, who was an assign of John Beatty, okay, has deposited into the General Land Office certificate of register to the Land Office of Huntsville. This Huntsville, Alabama. Okay, and this was 160 acres, right? Now, when you read down here at the bottom, to the lands directed to be sold at Huntsville, Alabama, in pursuance of laws providing to the sale of land to the United States, United States and Mississippi and Alabama, there is granted by the United States unto the said Thomas and William Brandon, and it's hard to read, the quarter lot of section of the above land described, above, right? With the appurtenances unto the said Thomas and William Brandon, and to their heirs and assigns forever. Okay? This is an heirs property file. As tenants in common. You see what that says? That says as tenants in common. So this right here, departmental findings determining the heirs of deceased Indians. This is a tenants in common document. So all of these documents are very important. If you don't have a deed to a property, then you need to go back to these ancient documents, or else you will never ever get that heirs property back. So they said black people don't have wills. What a will does, a will basically gives you the tenants in common. So they said, well, I left the land to Joseph, I left it to George, I left it to Eva and Esther and you know, blah blah blah. That's what a will will say. If you don't have that, if you don't have no document of the person, the original person who left the will, the original person whose name was on the land, then you have these patents that goes back to the original person. Not only does it go back to the original person, it goes back to all the people that it's been assigned to. Thomas and William Brandon, assigns of William Jones. Okay? So you can conclude that William Jones has a land patent that predates this one, who was also an assign of John Beatty. Or you can conclude that John Beatty has a land patent that predates this one, but they're all tied in together. So when you go into the Department of Interior Glow Record system, you can look at a tab that basically tells you that these are files that, you know, that's in common with this one, and a group of land patents will come up, right? So look, so lot or section of land with appurtenance. Now, appurtenance is just like it could be a right of way, it could be a lake or a ditch or dike or a fence or whatever is on the property unto the said Thomas and William, right? So we have this for the heirs and assigns forever, right? So when attorneys have this in tow, now your case, which was stalled because you couldn't trace that plot of land, which is described here, northeast quarter, section 4, Now that takes that case from a 1-year case, a 12-year case to like a 1-year case. Or a 1-month case. Depending on how well your documents trace back to your ancestor. Okay? You can't make up a vital statistic and say, I am a descendant of William Jones, because it's vital statistics. They already know all of the descendants of William Jones they keep a good track of it. Because it's vital statistics. They got death records, they got birth records, they got your original birth records, they got long form and short form birth certificates. You're altering your short form birth certificates. You're going to Staples, getting a printout of your short form birth certificates, and they're like, you stupid dummy, you gonna sit here and file a short form birth certificate, and I got your long form birth certificate with your original name on there, and your original name is Witherspoon, and you trying to go after the Jones heirs property. It don't work like that. Guess where you going? Put it in the chat. Put it where they going in the chat. Put where they going in the chat for me while I keep on going. Where they going, chat? Where they going, chat? Now here's another patent. Not the same system now. I ain't in a different system. This is the same system. Okay? But this is a different one. Okay? Whereas the order of authorized officers of the Bureau of Land of Indian Affairs is now deposited into the Bureau of Land Management, directing that pursuant of the Act of May 14th, 1948, entitled as an act of authorizing the sale of individual Indian lands acquired under the Act of June 18th, 1934. Now we're talking about war era. And the Act of June 26, 1936, Joseph Lee Anderson is entitled to a patent in fee for the following described lands. Then it described the land. Okay? The area describes aggregated 560 acres according to the official plat survey of the land, of the said land, to file in the Bureau of Land Management. Okay? Know ye that the United States of America is considering, in consideration of the premise, has given and granted, and by the presence does give and grant unto the said Joseph Lee Anderson and to his heirs. Don't forget, heirs, these are the same files. Okay? Unto his heirs, the lands above described to having to hold the same together with all rights, privileges, immunities, okay, and appurtenances of whatsoever nature, thereunto belonging unto the said Joseph Lee Anderson and to his heirs and assigns forever. Now, reserving to the United States in accordance with the provision of Act of June 30, 1919. We're talking about World War I. All minerals, including coal, oil, gas, for the benefit of the Blackfoot tribe of Indians, until Congress shall otherwise direct. So during this period of war, the United States reserved these particular minerals on this particular patent. Okay? Until Congress released it. Okay? And this was for the benefit of the Blackfoot tribe. Because guess who was a Blackfoot? Joseph Lee Anderson and his heirs. Okay? This is an individual. This is a sale of individual Indian lands when they were divvying out the lands to the people of that tribe. Okay? So Joseph Lee Anderson and his heirs are Blackfeet Indians from the Blackfeet tribe. Now that they got their land, their minerals, including coal, oil, and gas for the benefit of the tribe, stay intact until Congress relaxed that particular thing, right? So let's look at one more. Okay, the United States of America, Elmer R. Moon Family Partnership. This is good. Is entitled to a land patent pursuant to Section 3 and 7 of the Act of June 18th, 1934. We're still in the World War eras. The following land described below. Okay, 274 acres. Know ye that there is therefore granted by the United States unto the above named claiming the land described above to have and to hold the said land with all the rights, privileges, immunities, appurtenances, and whatever nature thereunto belonging unto the said claimant. Listen, the said claimant its successors and assigns forever. Okay. Now, successor could be an heir. A successor could be a successor. But make sure you look at the differences in the language on these different land patents. This came out of the very same system. Now, this subject to rights for oil and gas lease. This particular patent was subject to the rights for oil and gas lease under 1420 H63 3504 issued to Gulf Oil Corporation. Okay, so this family patent, okay, belonging unto said claimant, is successors and assigns forever. This patent to his heirs and assigns forever. This patent to his heirs and assigns forever as tenants in common. 3 different patents saying 3 different things, but 2 of them said heirs and assigns. One of them went even deeper and said as tenants in common, just explaining it even further because it matches this tenants in common document. As you can see, Joseph 1/4, George 1/4, Eva 1/4, Esther 1/4. These are tenants in common. So when you see that, think about this particular file. Now, how you will steal this, to me, it seems impossible. But if you, like I said, change your documents, do all this funny bullshit with the documents, not seek legal guidance on the subject matter. You know, I'm not an attorney, but I can read. I'm not an attorney, but I'm educated, but I still wouldn't even go into court and represent myself on the land issue because it's a very complicated issue. It's a lot of paperwork involved. It's a lot of paper trail involved just outside of the 4 different documents I just showed. It's a lot of other documents that's involved. Death records, all kind of stuff. Land splits. You know, we are lucky to see we're lucky that I found files like this that shows how land was split up in Black American families. Okay? Because people would say it's a myth if you weren't able to show documents like this. People will say it's fake. It's fake news. It's a scam. No, this is an actual document. Y'all remember somebody even said land patents was fake, trying to insinuate that Clickbait Calloway was trying to insinuate that I was scamming by even teaching about land patents because he said it was fake. There's no way it's fake. I said, I can't create the Department of Interior website, so how are the documents fake? I mean, I think he's since changed his tune. However, when you have files like this and all you have to do is read them, you'll know it's not fake. Okay? This is a tenants in common, which is heirs property. That's all we're dealing with. We're dealing with heirs property, guys. That's all a land patent is dealing with. It's just an ancient document that deals with heirs property, heirs and assigns forever. Now, once it's successors and assigns, it don't specifically say heirs, so that could be a loophole. Who knows? If you're dealing with a case like an heirs property case, and you find a person who says, "Well, this document says successors," anybody could be named a successor. That will be absolutely true. So that means the court will find a loophole in that particular document. But for the majority of these documents, they say heirs and assigns forever. And they are full of Negro names. Okay? Full of names from our community. And this is the same heirs property that if you just Google all but Google heirs property, then you'll see all this Negro stuff coming because we're the only one that deals with this heirs property issue. Okay? We are the ones who deal with this heirs property issue. You have, let me take this off the screen. You have I don't want to pay for this article, but you can go on Business Insider and pull up what happened in the Robinson family. They're gonna try to make me pay for the article. I'm just not gonna pay for it because I already know the story. But they were one of the more this was an interesting, very interesting family. Okay, this was a very interesting family. This particular family, their story is phenomenal because the people were actually living on their land. All right, there's two ways that you can get heirs property. Murder the people off the land or marry into the family. That's how people was getting it back in the day when they was coming over here during the World War eras. They was murdering people outright, or they was faking love and marrying into people's family and getting land that way. Now with this particular family, somebody had married into their family, right? And they had moved, after people start dying in their family, just like the movie Killers of the Flower Moon, when people had started dying in their family, then that started chipping away at that land because that other family started moving in on their land. Well, what happened with this particular family in Alabama is, well, the judge said, well, who can prove that they're heirs? And this black family was able to prove that they were heirs. This one right here in this first picture, they were able to prove that they were the heirs. And guess what the judge did to the other family? The judge made them get off the land and sell their shares. So whereas they had these shares, they had done married into Joseph, right? Married Joseph, took his 1/4, right? And moved his family in on this 1/4. Then somehow they was able to get George's 1/4. But it was one person left that said, no, that ain't how it works. Because why this side of the family keep dying? And the judge made them all get off the land. And the only people who were able to remain on the land was people who were original descendants of Joseph. So everybody else was forced to sell their shares. Everybody was forced, literally. Y'all go read that case. Everybody was forced to give up their shares. That's remarkable to me. I read the story when it first came out, and we actually had somebody from the Robinson family in the chat when the story first broke. Cases like that are remarkable. Now, I don't like when people be going public about this stuff because when people get their land back, they don't have to reach out to Business Insider. They don't have to reach out to Black Enterprise. They don't have to reach out to nobody and do no press release about they done got their land back because don't forget, MSNBC went out to South Carolina and asked some people, do you think you can protect your land? If that wasn't a dog whistle, I don't know. But this particular family got a group of people together in their family specifically to protect their land. So if you want, just in case you want to come with a little bit of smoke, they have smoke for you because they said their land will never get lost again out of their family. And that's what I admire. So these people could go public because they got a team of people that say, hey, y'all want to come over here fucking around with, and y'all want smoke? We got smoke, and we got a graveyard to put you in, basically. Everybody don't have that. So when you're getting your land back, when you're dealing with heirs property issues, this is a quiet matter. This is a family matter. Just if you ain't got no people in your family that's about their life and y'all don't feel like fighting folks, fighting vultures, fighting freaking foreigners, fighting these nigger Moors and all these people who are after it, and just be quiet. This ain't nothing that you gotta blast out to the media. I mean, if you want to have a safe space where you can have your family reunions and you and your family can meet up and y'all can go to the pool and y'all just casually say this stuff online, then that's fine. But doing whole press releases where you sending the press release to Black Enterprise so it could be a whole story, a whole thing, that's putting yourself out there. That's putting yourself out there, you know. That's putting yourself out there. When you started talking about, you started seeing news outlets calling families out and trying to make it a bad thing. Successors is synonym for error, which is synonym to error. That may help. Yeah, I mean, I figured as much. A successor could be that. A successor could be error, but I'm just saying how the word play can be played in when you're dealing with lawsuits. Because like I can have a successor to my company, you know, and they could be of no relation to me. So it could be something like that. My successor could be a stepchild. That don't make them an heir to the land, baby. I'm a godchild, not a stepchild, a godchild. You just my godchild. You're not an heir to the land. You know, you're not of my blood, bone of my bone, blood of my blood. That's why it's important to be legal so you can defend it legally. Thank you. If you're an illegal alien, if you're not even a citizen, you won't even be able to do this. If you are already something else, I remember this one Zoom meeting the YouTubians had. It was the one and only Zoom meeting that I have ever been on with these people. Somebody had said something about creating companies outside of America and then coming back and getting your heirs property back after you create a company in like Jamaica or some shit. That shit made 0 cents. And on that recorded ass Zoom meeting, I told them how that shit made 0 cents. That shit made 0 cents. Why the fuck would I start a company in Jamaica? Okay. Then come back into America and try to get heirs property. You're not even a citizen. You're not even an heir no more. You're not even an heir anymore. Like you're through. So for some reason, people gravitated to what they were saying and abandoned what I was saying. And now the people who abandoned what I was saying and gravitated to what they were saying are getting locked up. Because people are looking for a quick route out. So if I don't have to necessarily go and go through my family and find all the documents, and if it's another way to get it done, then I'm gonna get it done that way because I don't really fuck with my family no way. But if you don't fuck with your family no way, don't go after heirs property, nigga. It's simple. Go rent you a house. Go get you an apartment. Heirs property is not for you because this is a family thing. It's a family situation. This is nothing to even do by yourself. I don't even deal with my family like that. For real, for real. Well, you don't deal with the heirs property either. That's very simple. What, you gonna shut the rest of your family out because you don't deal with them now that you done found out some breaking news? Now, if your family know about the heirs property and they just don't want to deal with it for whatever reason, and you want to go after it, then that's a different thing. But sitting up here saying, I don't really fuck with my family, and I would just rather fuck with strangers on the internet and we can create us a tribe and get our land like that, you're balling backwards. You're not dealing with heirs property. You're not dealing with land patents. You're not dealing with none of the above. You're just going to buy a plot of land to bring a group of strangers on. And yeah, if you fight with your own family, I can imagine what you'll do with strangers after the honeymoon phase is over. So make it make sense. I'd rather men whatever I got to men with my blood than to sit here and listen to little goofy strangers online say, let's get a plot of land together. And do what? Live off the grid and then do what? Y'all ain't gonna be fighting over food. It's a matter of time for you be fighting over food. Okay? It's only a matter of time. So I just hope that I just hope that people do it the right way. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the cash app. I appreciate it. Let me see what out of me. Let me read these comments. Exactly, a desperate move to despair an undisputed topic. The heir's property is the heir's property of deceased Indians, period. It is. It is what it is, bro. I ain't making it up. I'm just reading the file. And I've said that multiple times. I'm not making it up. I'm just reading. I'm literally just reading. I'm online reading. I didn't tell people to do any particular process because I said, well, heirs property laws are different in each state. Raise your hand, put a 1 in the chat. Put a fire emoji or a 1 in the chat if you have ever heard me say it's different in each state. It's different in each state. It is different in each state. So you can't even give out a random ass process of how to go about heirs property down to the T because it's different in each state. You have to go state by state. There's no one way to do it. It's multiple ways to do it. But guess what? I can tell you what you can't do. You can't falsify fucking documents and think you finna go after heirs property, think you finna steal somebody else's land, because that ain't how it work. You're gonna end up in jail. Because that ain't even how white people stole your land. That ain't even how they stole it. They at least married into your damn family, pretending like they loved your goddamn grandma, pretending like they loved your auntie and stole her 1/4 share. Or they killed y'all ass outright, turned that shit into a sundown town and dared you to come back. And then spent the whole campaign that said y'all moved to the north for jobs. Are you sure? But guess what? They had a military back in them when they was making those kind of moves. You don't. You don't have no military. You can't move nobody off no goddamn land. You don't even like your cousins, remember? You rather talk to people on the internet. You'd rather deal with strangers on the internet. You don't got no military. You don't have no loyalty. You ain't loyal to your own bloodline. Them the people that's gonna protect you. Your uncle will come out and protect you way before a random nigga on the internet protect you. But you don't like you don't like auntie talk too much. She can't cook. She messy. She said something bad about my baby. She said I need to do my little girl hair. What the fuck she got to do? Da 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 da. Y'all don't need nobody to tell me how to raise my kids. You do need to do that little girl hair. The fuck? You need to go apologize to your goddamn auntie. And stop following random ass internet tribes. Cause the internet tribes gonna take you straight to goddamn prison every fucking time. And then when they send you to prison, then they gonna sit here and pretend like, well, I ain't tell them to do that. Well, I don't know where they got the information from. They must have got it from Janice, because she was the one that I heard talk about land pay. Well, bitch, you didn't hear me talking about that. You didn't hear me say that, bitch. You didn't hear me say falsify your documents and take them to the fucking court. If you falsify a document, it's legal if you get it notarized. Bitch, you ain't never heard me say no shit like that. Are there some documents that need to be notarized? Absolutely. But if you change your birth certificate, notarizing the shit does not make it a legal fucking document. You go to turn that shit into the court if you goddamn want to. Jail. Fucking jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail, Mr. Ma'am. And then guess what's gonna happen when you go to jail? They gonna laugh at you, bro. They gonna laugh at you. Guess what happened when you get indicted? They gonna laugh at you. One thing about Janice don't have no fucking criminal record, bitch. And I don't even talk in third person like that. Janice does not have a criminal record. And when them YouTubians was doing their investigative work on me, baby, they wanted to find a criminal record so motherfucking bad that they went and got all the goofy people in my chat that left. They went and got their criminal record, then grouped it into a video of me. I'm the only one in the video without a fucking criminal record. But somehow this is supposed to be an expose about Janice being a criminal. Well, why you put all those other people in the video with criminal record? I don't got no motherfucking criminal record. Bitch, I ain't even never stole a candy bar, let alone whole land. You niggas stealing land, bitch? Boy, y'all motherfuckers ball. Y'all some bald niggas, boy. I'll tell you that. These some bald niggas we dealing with. These the niggas you got to watch out for, right? I'm telling you. These is the niggas that you have to watch. Because if a nigga is still a land, if niggas are still land, baby, they'll come in your house and steal any motherfucking thing. They'll come to your house, dig through your fucking piggy bank. They'll be around you trying to get your routing number off your debit card. Baby, if they'll steal whole land, they'll steal your man. The fuck? They'll be all in your house flirting with your old man. One time you turn your back. Nah, bitch, I know what type you is. You steal land. You a land theft. I don't want you around my man. Nah, baby, stay over there, little baby. They'll be all in your house, going all through your drawers, trying to see what you got up under your cabinet, trying to see what they can see. Kleptomaniacs. Born to steal, bitch. Kleptomaniacs. These niggas is kleptos. Bold kleptos at that. Okay? Now, for everybody who didn't alter their birth certificate, congratulations. You are winning in life. Okay? For everybody who did, you better reach out to your cousin about this heirs property situation, or else your family won't get it back because you done already fucked yourself up listening to Dark and Lovely, Hair So Soft, Pinky with the Jerry curl, Afro curly but nappy at the same time, Umnu Sanctus. Anytime a nigga start speaking in Latin, bitch. Anytime a nigga with a nappy afro start speaking in Latin, bitch, run. Anytime these niggas start speaking in that unknown sanctum shit, bitch, run. Run, you heard me? I don't give a fuck what people, them tell you, people clicking the thumb down, but I don't give a damn. But y'all, this nigga got y'all in trouble. I ain't get you in motherfucking trouble. Y'all knew these niggas. Y'all can look at these niggas and tell they steal. You can look at some of these niggas' teeth and tell they steal. You can look at some of these niggas' teeth and tell they steal. I can tell by how your teeth look. You'll take some shit. The nigga ain't brushed in a few days, baby. That goddamn breath hot. Baby, them teeth crooked, that breath hot. Oh, I know you steal. I know you steal. I can tell by them shoes you steal. Baby, I can tell by them dreadlocks you steal. Sometimes you can just look at, I can tell by that nappy fro, baby. You steal. You definitely steal. You fucking steal. Sometimes you got to look at these people's appearance and be like, let me tell you, let me just consider the source. Let me consider the source. See, how y'all let jailbirds teach y'all about land patents, but abandon me, talk shit about me? How you let a jailbirds teach you about some shit? Let me tell you something. And I know people go to jail, and a lot of time it be innocent, and they don't really be doing nothing. They just get caught up. But you can't tell me a motherfucking thing. I don't tune into YouTube to listen to the jail section of YouTube, but the whole jail section of YouTube fucking took the whole land patent situation and just spent it for their own benefit to match what they had where they had already fucked up in life. And we're charging big money behind it too. So here's the thing, guys. Stay out of jail. Okay? Stay out of fucking jail, bro. Stay out of jail. Stay out of trouble. Okay? It ain't worth it, bro. It's not worth it. Do shit the right way. It's nothing wrong with doing stuff the right way. Nothing wrong with doing stuff the right way. And I don't believe nobody is innocent. If somebody got 51 or 60 or 70 indictments or some shit like that, baby, you did something incorrect. Baby, you did something way too wrong. And I know from your TikTok videos from 2022 when you were telling people not to pay their fucking rent that you was wrong. It's the same lady. Same fucking lady. Same exact lady. So, you're more. You're going to jail. Okay? Unfortunately, many of our people are confused. Rodney, I I don't fucking know. Misery love company and do. And then they gonna be in fucking jail. Thank you for putting my cash up in the chat. Y'all love this kind of content. Please support. Okay. Please support. Please subscribe to the Spotify and Apple podcast. Now, of course, I don't get to talk like this on Spotify and Apple. However, I will come on YouTube from time to time and do shows like this. They're gonna be off the record. My shows on Apple and Spotify and Pandora, these are very clean shows. These are rated E for everyone. It's just teaching. It's just straight out teaching about history and what happened in America. Um, there are, like I said at the beginning of the show, there are room for sponsorships on the show. If you have a product, a business, a service that you would like to get out to millions of people, reach out to me. My email is janice@helloplants.com. And I'll send you the package over for you to take a look at. You can also support the channel here. You were the first one I heard talk about land patents. Then we caught on. Yeah, Ram. See, when I was talking about land patents, it was a group of people in the chat with me, and we was breaking this stuff down. And it was attorneys in the chat. I mean, real people, real everyday people, real people who work every day, business professionals. You know, we were the ones that was having this conversation online about land patents. Okay. Then that group of agents came in and took over my chat, right? But I still thought it was pretty innocent because I said, well, these people are older people, you know, maybe they know something I don't know, you know, so they befriended me, and I thought it was a cool thing. I thought it was cool. I ain't gonna lie, at the beginning, I thought it was cool because they was Indians. They was like, we love what you're doing. Da, 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 da. I thought it was a cool thing. Like I said, it was much older than me. These people are literally my parents' age. So, you know, there was, you know, it is what it is. It is what the fuck it is. But when I found out what was really going on, then I backed out. I backed away when I found out that when I was going off about the Moore shit, they was getting mad behind the scenes. I was like, well, damn, why y'all get mad? I mean, why would people get mad at me about that? I thought we all didn't like scammers. But y'all like that shit? Oh, wait, y'all don't have licenses either? Oh, wait, I'm the only one on this panel with a fucking license? Bitch, that was the last straw for me. And when I become the only one on the fucking panel who can drive, that's the last. Y'all can't even hang around me in real life. You don't even have a license. You cannot hang around me in real life. You couldn't. You couldn't you couldn't be in my crew in real life. So, you know, there was no wiggle room for me. So, you know, they took the conversation after the fallout happened and took the whole shit over. I don't know whether you just got in the chat, but took the whole shit over. I was like, okay, fine. All right, do what you do. Me and my chat, we moved on. We pressed forward. Okay. Anyway, they started saying everything is the Illuminati going to college, right? They said I was a Mason. They said I was an AKA and I was a Boule. They said I was baby Boule. They said I was Illuminati. I was like, well, damn, I'm everything, right? And then they took the whole land patent situation and just took it over. And I was like, okay, well, so I'm fucking me and my Boule. Let me and my Boule go on, mosey the fuck on. I'm kicking my goddamn ball down the street then. Shit, fuck it. I'm out. All right. Well, I didn't even have to be out because everybody left my chat. I didn't even have to block people. They all left literally the same fucking day. Now, some people came back under fake names because some people actually wanted to do the shit the right way, so they just came back under fake name, and then eventually, you know, I found out who was who. But some people never left. But it's like, well, wow, you know, what I was saying wasn't sensational enough. What I was saying seemed like the process will take too long. So let's just say it this way: change your status to, you know, Choctaw and all that shit, and then let's get the land that way. All right, well, fuck it, God. I'm just watching. I'm just watching. Now, see, I'm gonna get on here and be real messy today. I was gonna put people in indictments and shit all up on screen, but I ain't gonna do none of that. What I'm gonna tell you all, somebody said, Ready to Learn said they sure did do a whole campaign, wildest thing I've ever seen. Me too. It was the wildest thing I ever seen. Cause let me tell you something, Ready to Learn. I don't make enemies in real life. Like in real life, on my day-to-day, I'm a sweet person. Like everybody know I'm a sweet person. I live in a big ass city called Atlanta. I made a big ass impact in Atlanta. And everybody who know me, what they will tell you is I'm a very sweet person. I'm a very sweet, soft-spoken person in real life. I don't make enemies. I never make enemies. And people don't talk bad about me. Like people don't call me names and stuff. So when that happened to me, I was like, wow, baby, this is my first time in my adult life being called names like this. I was a whore. I was all kind of stuff. I had a sex tape. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff came out about me on that. I said, well, y'all know a lot of information that I don't know. Well, can somebody show me the sex tape at least? Because I want to make sure I can hide this from my parents. You know, I got a mama and a daddy in my life. I never would ever even do nothing like that while they alive. Cause guess what? My mom and my daddy be always fucking lurking. It'll just be my damn look. If I had a sex tape, my mama and daddy would have been assaulted before all y'all seen it and been called me to the carpet about that shit and beat my goddamn ass about this shit. Telling you that right now. In my family, you ain't never too old for an ass whooping. Boy, I fear my parents. That's why I ain't never did no shit like that. I fear my mom and daddy. The fuck? I could never. But baby, they had a hoe. But they said I was a damn hoe out here. But I said, wow. I ran a whole social club and was never called a whore before. You know, I dealt with married men in my social club, single men in my social club, all ages, and not nobody ever said I was whore or inappropriate or none of that. And I'm fine. Okay? I always been that girl. Could be whoever I want to be. But just never was. Always very reserved. You know what I'm saying? And the YouTubians, boy, they left out the door calling me every name in the book. Every name in the book, baby. And the one YouTuber from Chicago, he the one that told me, he said it's people actually following you. He said they had people actually following you, Janice. Like physically following me, bro. Like in Atlanta. And I wasn't even made aware until he told me. And I said, well, no, they went pretty deep then. So that time that it was in my chat, I didn't know that I was being followed and monitored and all that kind of stuff. Until I was made aware when they was leaving out the door. Chat. You've shared so much wisdom and knowledge. You put your neck out for us to gain this truth. And I appreciate you, Empress, for saying that. You know, because that's how I felt. I felt like, it's very valuable information, throwing out all kinds of unbelievable propaganda. But Roy PhD, isn't that exactly what Operation Mockingbird is? Isn't that exactly what Operation Mockingbird is? When you said you sung opera, they really got jealous, baby. Because people don't believe it until they pull up those videos. Because it was during COVID. It was a downtime. All this was going on during COVID. It wasn't no performances going on during COVID. I think my last show was My last show was maybe before COVID, like 2019, 2020. No, 2020. But people didn't even understand. Like I've guarded myself because of my career as an opera singer. You know, I wouldn't even be respected as an opera singer if I was a hoe. Like that girl got a great voice, a great operatic voice. Most people can't hit those notes, but she a hoe. Could you imagine? Could you imagine my mouth gape wide open singing opera and me being a whore? The optics wouldn't even match. It's a very classy career. And I've had to carry myself that way. Cause I've been singing classical music since I was a kid. So, you know, that's how I made my bread and butter. But, you know, at the end of the day, that situation really made me tough. It made me start taking up for myself. You know, especially when I found out I was being followed, it made me wisen up. It made me start paying attention to my surroundings and all of that. You know, I start taking up for myself. Like, no, y'all not finna run over me and call me all kind of names. Like, I'm not that person. I'm not what y'all trying to paint me to be. And look at all these people who know me in real life who can vouch that I'm not. And even people who met me on the internet who possibly had phone conversations or just have watched me. Y'all know I wasn't like that. You know. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Um Yeah, that's wild. They got mad at me for asking what happened, but you can't tell me to be mad at someone but refuse to tell me why. Press play. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. But see, it was people like you who was just kind of like in the wings, that's like caught between the two sides. And see, you didn't see anything from my side until I started taking up for myself and like really talking about it. But you know, all that shit happened like in one, to me, it happened in one day. But to the people who involved, when I went and looked back at it, it happened in like a 3 month span. Like the fallout started happening. I just didn't know people was talking about me. I didn't know that the joke was turned on me. I didn't know that. I had no clue. But you also saw how they took the whole land patent conversation and just spent it to what they wanted it to be. You know, they created a process for land patents. And I will say this, you know, I have tried a lot of stuff. I even tried to build a website. I even tried, we did it. Built a whole website with all the documents on it. Everything is sabotaged. Everything gets sabotaged, bro. Every fucking thing gets sabotaged. You know. And to me, it's a CIA level sabotage to me. You know, and I feel like a lot of these people was tied into, you know, a higher level of government. Somebody even, let me just say, it's be careful. Okay, be careful when y'all following these people, because when people tell y'all they work for the federal government, like, just know the whole story. Just make sure you know the whole story. That's all I can say. Just make sure you know the whole story. That's all I can say. You know. Let me see. But your information has never changed. You always made sense. That's what I loved about you, Queen. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. I always give Janice credit for the information she put out, and I appreciate you, Marcus. Um, hey Queen, what's the episode for steps to getting the land pass back? It's so many episodes. Isis, I had over 400 shows, bro. I had over 400 shows, and you know that last YouTube channel got took down, but you know it starts with doing your genealogy, and I've always said that too. Getting your family involved, doing your genealogy, listening to stories in your family. A lot of times I've seen many instances, you know, where you would find land patents, right? And then you would see that your family is actually still on the land. But what the land patent does perfectly is it shows you the original survey of the land. So maybe your grandmama is still on the land, but she is only on 4 acres, right? But the original patent is 160 acres. So now you have a claim. Now you can go all the way back to see exactly how these shares were split, whether these are family members that still own the land. I have told people to go into courthouses to look through the deed books to see, because the most of the time when you go into the courthouses, they have these files. I'm gonna show you. The courthouse has these files. Probate court. Okay. They have those files. You can see those files. You can see other files related to that particular parcel of land. Not only that, you can see who is currently on the land in the courthouse as well. So if you're looking to just say Walmart or so is on your land, okay, then you want to, and you think you have an heirs property claim, then that possibly has to go through a corporate attorney versus a real estate attorney. And so you would go and do a consultation with a corporate attorney and see whether you have a claim to the land, because you have the land patents, you have all the documents that ties you back to the person on the land patent. You have the person on the land patent birth certificate or death certificates and all of that information. It's a lot of information that you have to gather outside of your own personal information. Not only that, I actually broke down the fact that if you are 2 generations removed, some of these files you can't even go get. For instance, I was talking about on one of my lives that my dad had to go in and get the death certificates for my great granddad. They wouldn't let me get them, you know. So now your parents are valuable. Now your family is valuable because some information you can't go get because you're too far down the line to even go into the courthouse to vital statistics and even pay for the files. You can get the files of your grandparents, but when you go to great grandparents, sometimes it depends on what county you're in too. They won't let you get the files. Most time these files are $5, $10. You need these files. They're important. you know Now if you have an attorney, this process is like a discovery process. This discovery process that you pay attorneys for, they collect all these documents. But what I'm teaching online is I'm teaching people where the documents are so that you can have these documents for yourself when you go meet with the attorney. That might even save you money. Sometimes a discovery could be $10,000 by itself because you don't know what the documents are. You don't see attorneys online just telling you where land patents are. They know that's their job. They're not gonna allow you to make it easy for them. So you need this stuff for your family records. Did y'all know that during the World Wars, you can go look this up, land patents, when people was trying to get the files, right? And some of these land patents was actually mailed to families. Now, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? These patents being mailed out and getting lost in the mail and getting stolen and all this stuff. You can't even imagine. That's like mailing somebody $1 million check in the mail. You know. It's a lot, But depending on which state you're in, the steps will be different depending on which state you're in. What I have never done is a private Zoom meeting or even a public Zoom meeting charging people $150 to come to my Zoom meeting so that I can break down how to get your land back. And in fact, the people who were doing that was sitting in my chat gleaning the information and then spending it to their own benefit and then going to charge people for it. And I never understood that. Because I talk about land patents so much on so many of my shows. I never had to have a Zoom meeting. So everything you've ever heard me say about land patents was public. It was public for everybody to hear. Now, if it was something that I was unpacking concerning land, I would always say, I'm unpacking this. If it was something that I knew for a fact, then I just explained it. I knew it for a fact. Because for one, I have attorneys that I can call, you know. For two, I know how to read and decipher information. For three, I know how to research and find records. I know how to research and find people. I can research and find anything. There ain't nothing I can't find. Okay. Um, that I have access to finding. I don't have to go too deep into that, but I know I'm a very good researcher. So it's a plenty episodes of ISIS. You just had to be there. I had a whole channel that got deleted in a nutshell. Uh Thank you, pretty. Reserved, respectful, and responsible. Thank you, Jasmine. YouTube is playing ads for real. Your scientific background was most impressive. Please invite Terrence. I wish I could, Ram. Hey, Big Chief. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're doing fine. I'm from Georgia. I knew you from your voice tone. Oh, I knew you was 100 from your voice tone. Thank you so much, Big Chief. I lost respect for clickbait when he came after you. I did too. Cause I'm tell you something about it. I support anybody. I support everybody. It don't really matter if you talk about, something something that's related to America, history. I support it. But when you try to say what I'm saying is fake, like what you're saying is true, that's when I'm like, wait, wow, now, cause wait, what? Wait, what? But you gotta also think my channel was so popping back then with my lives, with so many people used to be on my lives, that kind of intimidated a lot of people who were in that history space. And they wasn't letting a lot of people in, but they didn't have to let me in because I let myself in. And during COVID, I don't think a history channel was more popular than mine. That's just how many people we had in the chat in that channel that was deleted, you know. And I had almost 100,000 subscribers, so it was, I was up there, and I built all that in like a year or two. But now also shadow ban, as Queen Japanese, it's hard for people to even find my information when people just so happen to see me online. They be like, dang, I didn't even know you were still doing videos. Well, I take breaks every now and then, but I started a whole nother YouTube channel. People like, I didn't even know that. I remember when your channel got deleted, but I don't even remember another channel coming up. It's like, yeah, that's because I'm shadow banned, bro. Like, it is, Thank you. I feel you. Much love, Janice. Thank you so much, Shiva. I'm learning coding and web development. That's great. That's a great thing to learn. Oh, we can dive deep into the science on this medium. Yes. And can. Marcus, I wish nothing more than to have that website back up because it was so beneficial. A lot of people was finding so many records on that. Man, I reached out to so many different entities to get access to their database and pull records, and I just thought it was such a good thing, man. But just like volume 2 of my book, like what I do is just, like I said, it's sabotage, but all I could do is fight forward. you know all I could do is fight forward. um let's go. We diversifying and learning mad props. Exactly. I appreciate you. Thank you, Chief. By genealogy, she means census and vital records, death, birth certificates, not DNA results. Thank you, Ready to Learn. Thank you for clearing it up for the babes, because these people will take my words to just read. They'll rewrite what I'm saying, reinterpret it. See, Queen Janice was talking about get your DNA. No, the fuck out. What? Now, don't get it twisted. I sing opera, but my degree is in science. My minor was music. Okay? Music, singing opera paid for me to go to college, baby. My background is in science, and I'm telling you, the DNA can't tell you what dirt you're from. DNA can tell you where your relatives are. Now, if I'm in America and you swap my DNA, and I may have a relative in goddamn Nigeria, that don't mean that's where I'm from. Because if you could tell me I'm from Nigeria from the 16, 1500s, then surely you could tell me I'm from Georgia from the 1900s. Yeah, surely you can tell me I'm from Mississippi from 1920. You done swapped my DNA and took me all the way back to 1000 BC, bitch. What? Make that make sense. When I was in college, that shit was a joke. When I was in college, that was for shits and giggles. When I was in college, DNA was to tell you where your relatives are, or swab you and tell you which person you're some kin to. It had nothing to do with telling you from it. But y'all they can't never trace nobody back to Atlanta. That's the part for me. Until I see a DNA test result that traces people back to Atlanta, I don't want to hear it, baby. You at least need to be able to trace people back to Lithonia. They got a burial in the Muskogee burial in Lithonia that's 10,000 years old, and you ain't traced nobody back to there yet. Like what? Make it make sense. You gotta make this thing make sense. I ran into that myself too many generations off. Yeah, coffee shop. It's a problem. Now, what can happen is you can see if those same documents are online or if you can get an attorney to go in and get those documents. Um it'll have to be a legal thing for you to get those documents. I had no clue what was going on. You would have to watch every video from every person involved, and I'm just not able to do that. So I just stepped back. I was getting cursed out for real. Wow, I'm sorry, press play. I know I had some real good people who was listening to me like you and just trying to get information, and then it just went awry. Boy, they really wanted y'all to think I was some kind of hoe out here in these streets, baby. I was some kind of boule. Don't listen to me. Now, how I go from don't listen to me to it's Janice's fault that people being indicted because she the one that was teaching land paper. But then you bitches say not to listen to me in 2021. I haven't talked to none of these people since 2021. All I'm doing is sitting back looking at the cases hit my desk and saying, wow, wowzers. And these same people be like, I'm not a Moor, but you got a platform full of Moors on your panel and all this stuff. Well, it's good Moors and it's bad Moors. All you niggas is the same. Ain't no such thing as a good cop, bad cop. Y'all want a good cop, bad cop this situation, but all you getting your status change and doing declaration pages and all this old shit, you niggas is the same. You're together. Okay? And it becomes discouraging. It's very discouraging if you're just a person who's just trying to get information and you seeing somebody being hammered and targeted and all that shit. Is like, well, damn. Now, who do I turn to for the information now? Who's telling the truth? You know, I ain't told y'all like God is my witness. I ain't told y'all nothing that I thought was incorrect yet. I ain't told y'all nothing that has proven to be incorrect. And if I have ever told y'all something and it was proven to be incorrect, I apologize. I apologized when I found out that something was incorrect. What was incorrect? What was incorrect one time? It wasn't land related. It was something else I had told y'all that was incorrect, and I found out the proper information. It wasn't land related. It was about something else that happened in history, but baby, ain't too much than that. And then I got hundreds of videos, baby. I actually do research before I come before y'all and just be yapping. I like unpacking stuff in real time too, so I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't mind researching with y'all too, but like it's people that talk behind the scenes. Like these people actually talk behind the scenes as if they're literally setting people up to go to jail. Like that shit is crazy to me. Like that shit gives government to me. It gives y'all got paid to do this. Y'all got paid to do this. And some of y'all who probably lost y'all jobs on whatever mission with me and it turned out how you think it was gonna turn out. Some people probably lost their job and then they said, well, fuck it, we finna do the process ourselves, how we want to do it, when we want to do it, and now you got them getting indicted and all kind of shit. That's crazy. Mm-mm. I was comparing info and wasn't sure at who they were talking about, but I called an attorney and they pulled it all for free, but said they won't take my case. Was it the right attorney? None of your business, because it's different types of attorneys who deal with this. Like, I was talking with one brother on here, and his case was about heirs property, but the people who own his land is a corporation, so you would technically use a possibly reach out to a corporate attorney versus a real estate attorney. Sometimes when a real estate attorney see an issue and it's a corporation involved, maybe they won't take those cases. So if you have a situation like that, then you're reaching out to both. Reach out to both. Just because one tell you no, that don't mean you stop. That attorney probably can't do the case because they don't know all the corporate laws surrounding that particular case, or if it's a corporate attorney or vice versa, that attorney can't do their case because they don't know all the real estate laws surrounding it. And so sometimes when a person like a corporate attorney take your case, if a corporation is on your land, then once that corporate attorney takes your case, then of course they'll reach out to real estate attorneys or whatever they need to do to get all the information they need. But don't stop just because one attorney won't take it. Maybe they don't know how to win that case. All attorneys don't know how to win all cases. You know, that don't mean they don't know the laws. That just means they don't know those particular set of laws. And there's a lot of different types of it's attorneys that just deal with oil and commodities. It's literally attorneys that just deal with oil and commodities. Just like it's attorneys that just deal with family law. You wouldn't reach out to deal with like child support issues and stuff like that. You wouldn't reach out to an attorney who deal with child support to ask them to help you with your heirs property. That's not their discipline. You know what I'm saying? So don't stop. Just keep going until you're able to find someone. If that makes sense to you. Peace and love to Janice. Thank you, Cam, and her awesome followers. Thank you. I enjoyed the info here and there, but I was cool on online gang. I appreciate you gang banging. I appreciate you for not gang banging on me, coffee shop. I appreciate everybody. Exactly. I had still watching videos of everyone not picking sides, but I didn't like the hostility towards people that were not even involved. Yeah. 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 Taught me what soapstone was. Thank you. Yeah, because I was teaching more than about land patents, but that was just the more sensationalized content that money could be made off of. So, I saw everything when everybody moved to TikTok and when the whole switch happened when they started charging on TikTok. And I was like, oh, wow, y'all got whole whole show, like whole Zooms and stuff, like whole packages and stuff like that. That was just insane to me. Um, 11 to 15,000 people in the lives at a time was the highest I remember. Now, one live we had 20,000 people in one live, like 20,000 people in one of those lives I did on that old channel. That channel was in the algorithm big time. Yes, they tried to down you because they were making money off patent information, but your information was golden. Man, that's crazy. Been getting it. Where you been? Like, some of these days showed up like y'all look crazy. Y'all thought I was gonna get mad messy in here tonight, I bet. Yo, I haven't been getting none of your notifications. I just went to see if I missed anything, and lo and behold, they were live as fuck. Really enjoyed the info shared. Thank you. I need to link to the Lotus now. Tell you, they been took that site down. They took my site down. Who was your favorite opera singer? That would be Miss Leontine Price from Mississippi. She is the goat of all goats. She's out of this world vocal wise. I appreciate you Of all the people you did bring the light, definitely helped me on my family's journey. Thank you. And I appreciate the positive reinforcement. Um, yeah. Anyway, I didn't want to keep y'all on here long. I just wanted to talk to y'all. Make sure. Oh my God. Yeah, it was popping during COVID, Cam. Man, we had that thing jumping. We had that thing jumping. Like somebody said, DNA tests are for the Maury Povich show. Exactly. Exactly. There are many of us who are just trying to get correct information, not to be led down the wrong path. Some, of course, we wanted to know what the issue was, but the answer was always vague or hostile. Wow. Yeah, I think they wanted all y'all to kill me or something. Like they fucking wanted me dead, bro. Like to follow me around. I've never done a person like that before. I've never like put a team of people on the person to follow them around, bro. That they dox me online, put my address out, like all that stuff. Like clickbait did that to me. Like you're supposed to be one of the biggest historians on here, then you put out my address, bro. Like what? Now, no, now mind you, I'm a researcher, so I could do all that stuff too. But I just don't even understand why. Why would a person even? Why would a person even put out the wrong address, mind you? However, it was still an address that I was linked to, and I just don't understand why people would do that. And it's illegal. So I could have brought up charges for people doxing me online, but I just yeah, yeah. It was a land patent type attorney suggested by the clerk office in Louisiana. Okay, yes. There are attorneys that just specialize in land. Most of the time they're called real estate attorneys, but um that's probably what they meant by land patent type attorney. They're just talking about a real estate attorney. An attorney that deals in real estate transactions. So you have attorneys that deal in real estate transactions all day and they know about they call it fee patents, but it's the same. It's literally the same thing. Um let me see. Some people are saying you're a lawyer. Some people are saying a lawyer won't help you. Those people who are saying a lawyer won't help you are the very people who are being indicted now. Okay? These are the very people who are being indicted now. They don't want you to go to a lawyer because I'm telling you about CIA Operation Mockingbird. They get the information and spin it. When you and I've even said this on live before. Seems like the people who are having success to me are the people who have attorneys. You know, if you don't want to represent yourself in court, I mean, if you want to represent yourself in court, you better be damn smart. I've seen some people successfully represent themselves in court, but they wasn't on no Morris Sarvin citizen bullshit. These are just regular everyday citizens who knew their rights, and they wasn't representing themselves on no land situation either. You know, this EEOC type shit that people represent themselves on. You talk about land situation. You talk about deeds and titles and all kind of records. And man, there's a lot of stuff involved in this. It's a lot of paperwork. This is probably one of the most complicated lawsuits you'll file. This is not your run of the mill. So you have to know how to break down terminology. You have to know how to look at files and differentiate what's needed for your particular case and what's irrelevant. Like I said at the beginning of the show, they said that the reason why black people lost so much land is because we didn't have wills in our family, and that's how we lost our heirs' property. And when people went into courtrooms, they were trying to pull up deeds, and the deeds didn't necessarily match the land title, so people could not establish clear title to the land. Well, you can establish clear title if you got a land patent. You can establish clear title if you got heirs property records that breaks down the tenants in common. Now you can claim now you can see a clear title path. Now all you have to do is do your due diligence and connect yourself to your family, which will be easy. You know who your parents is, you know who your grandmama is, you know who your great grandmama is. You just got to pull their vital statistics records and then go, to an attorney, or go to an attorney first and tell them what's going on. And then the attorney will help you pull the vital statistics records. Who knows, in some states, maybe an attorney know a way around pulling all of those records. I don't fucking know. I haven't met one that knows a way around pulling all those records, but I also don't know every attorney. And I also know that heirs property laws are different in each state. So when people go to say, ain't nobody never got their land patents back, that's because these people who are saying ain't nobody ever got their land patents back, they don't even know how to read a land patent. They don't even know how to read a land patent. They have never even tied the land patents into these heirs property cases. Now, if you're a fool enough to say, ain't nobody ever got their heirs property back, then I don't know what to tell you, because people been getting their heirs property back forever. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, that channel was on and popping. I love you too, Chief Best Buy. I appreciate y'all for all y'all support. If y'all like this kind of content, please support the channel. Again, I am on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts weekly. You can expect a podcast on Friday. A new show on Fridays. There are sponsorship opportunities available for these shows on podcasts. They're very clean. They're rated E for everyone. Of course, I'm not going to be talking or raunchy like I'm talking on here, but it's just education. It's just history. It's learning. It's a lot of interesting topics that we have not covered. Of course, we can't cover everything that happened to our family and that happened in America in a few years. I mean, please, we have all kind of stories to talk about, so that's what we will be doing, covering all types of stories and situations that happen to our family, just some laws, and we'll have an attorney on some show. We'll do a show on land patents and heirs property, of course, and maybe have some attorneys guests on the show, and do it that way. Keely, I haven't taken the genealogy case in a while, ever since people started trying to trick me into making me find fake people, or trick me into finding people that were no relation to them. I didn't think that was right. I said, well, I just, something didn't feel right about that, and that kind of made me back away from that. So I don't mind helping people with genealogy still, but it's just some stuff just don't feel right. And now that I see people being indicted and people actually sitting up in jail, who used to once be in my chat, I can see exactly why my spirit was telling me that something wasn't right about this whole people having you look for names that was of no relation to them. I've never reached out to anybody and have had them look for a name that was not related to me, and especially if it was heirs property related. It doesn't make no sense. What if your relative died before 1919 with death certificate started, don't have family Bible? Look at the census records. You can also look at the census records. Now, there are some death certificates that predate. Saying like there are some death certificates that predate 1919, but you can look at census records as well. Okay. They knew who's who the day we was born. Absolutely none of your business. The government keeps good track of who's who. They got track of heirs property records. They know who's who. However, you have to prove clear title to the land. That's what it's all about, what you can prove. And if you can't prove it, then that's a win for them. Win-win for them. They gonna wash their hands of the whole situation and just let stuff rock on how it is. Ain't nobody hell bent on just giving your family nothing back. It was a whole system put in place to take it. So that means you got to put a system in place to get it back, and it is what it is. It is what it is. You got to be legal, just like Scipio the Great said. You got to be legal to deal with these legal processes. You can't be I'm a more citizen and shit, all that bullshit. That shit does not work. It just does not work. And we've been joking on these people. We joked on these people I know I joked on them for about a year straight, 2 years straight. So it ain't no way people in my chat was not following them. They was following them to laugh, but you know, people in my chat been stopped following the top headers. Anyway, I love y'all so much. I hope to see y'all back on here soon. If not, I'll see y'all over on Spotify. Again, if anybody is interested in sponsorships, I am looking for a few more sponsors for the show. Here's my email if anybody would like. Just send me an email and put interested in the description bar, and then I'll pull your email and send you the specs over for this show. That would be a good podcast talking about land patents, having lawyers and guest speakers on the panel. Absolutely. I already got it in the works. I have multiple shows in the works, but I have to finish recording, do my part, send it to the editors, and then we'll upload them by episode. Those imposters messed you up doing genealogy for those who were legitimately trying to search records. It really did, Rodney. And it really just like it really messed up. It not only messed it up, it messed up my trust. It messed with my head. It's like, bro, I don't know who to trust. Like, although those people left my chat, they still coming back under fake names, trying to thwart stuff and sabotage stuff. And it just really, like, I had innocent people tied into what other folks was doing, and it's like, bro, like, I don't, just like what they just did with me with American History Part 2, Volume 2, with doing all those chargebacks, and lo and behold, all those chargebacks was happening at the same time people were getting indicted, and I didn't even put two and two together. It was a whole group of chargebacks getting done. Like, I still have to bounce back from that, and at the same time, people was getting indicted and all. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, putting all this stuff together is like crazy, And also, like, I put that code out for 50% off the book, and it is still valid. So thank you all for those who made your purchases. I've already started processing those. You should get tracking here soon. Volume 2, I don't have that shipment yet, but I do have a shipment of the black books. American History Volume 1 is a black book. American History Volume 2 is a red book. So if you go to Hello Plants and use the code Black Book, it'll take 50% off of your order. So get a book for your relative, get a book for your grandma, your auntie, your cousin, your brother, your sister, even people who in your family who you don't like or who you need to make amends with. Get them a history book. I'll ship it directly to their address if you put their address as the shipping address. I'll ship it directly to them. Get it for a coworker, or a complete stranger, or get one for yourself. Use the code Black Book and take 50% off. And it's a lot of history within that book. A lot of photos that haven't been, made public. Some queens in there. Mayan queen, a very, very important Mayan queen in that book, who is the same complexion as me. Her relatives are still alive and kicking it here in America today, and she's just been hidden from the history books. So, want to make sure I put her in the history books, as well as quite a few princesses that I put in the book, like Trelita and others. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Thank you for title searches are not easy, but can be done without an attorney. I know that. Love. That's what a land patent search is. That's all it is. A land patent is a title. Glow Records is where you search for titles, or you go inside a courthouse, probate court. You can go inside a courthouse and search for titles as well. The book code is, your homeschooling is perfect for homeschooling. The book code is Black Book. Just type in Black Book at checkout, and then you'll see it'll come up 50% off. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Oh, let me see. What we need is Janice IG followers page. Seems like we are all like minded for real, for real. Oh, I'm Queen Janice on IG. I don't get what you're saying, but I'm Queen Janice on IG. Um, they reap what they have sown tenfold. Yes, absolutely. I am in agreement with you. May they reap what they have sown. May they reap what they have sown. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Okay. Um, let me see. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Always good to see you, Queen J and family. Thank y'all. I will see y'all on here later. Stay tuned in. Thank y'all for everybody who has subscribed to the Spotify. I appreciate y'all. Everybody who sent cash apps, everybody who's ever sent a super chat. I appreciate all the love and support. Um, I appreciate all the love and support because these platforms shadow ban us and they don't pay us. So I appreciate it. Trust me, more than you all know. I love y'all to no end. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later. Love y'all. Bye.